Hi, welcome to Subcreation. I'm Nathan, I'm an artist and a designer, and this channel is about creative process. Hey, Tiny Pachyderm, welcome. Yeah, that was the countdown. Thanks for joining, it's good to see you're here. I'm going to be continuing working on the betta fish, the charcoal drawing of a betta fish that I've been working on for the past few streams. So that's the plan for tonight. Oh, I don't have my light on here. Let's turn that on. So how are you doing, Tiny Pachyderm? Epic, thanks. Yeah, is that I think that's the first time that I've had live audience for the countdown. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and switch to the camera. Yeah, so the plan tonight is I'm going to continue this. I'm actually pretty close to being finished. If you look, you can see I just have a little bit of work to do down here, and then I've got to go back and maybe balance out some of the tones. I'm doing pretty all right. Starting physical therapy yesterday. Started physical therapy after my sad shriveled excuse of an arm. And got a haircut. So basically I just started a new life. It's always good to get a haircut. I also got a haircut. I think you probably saw it though on Sunday. They got the haircut on Sunday. So, oh yeah, I should probably get the tunes going too. Thanks. All right, here we go. All right. Yeah, so I'm going to be finishing this up probably this stream, I hope. And then the plan after that, oh, I can see there's some that's not done here yet. I could start another one. I might get to that. I thought I might do another, taught my mom how to follow me on Twitch tonight. It's adorable. I'm so proud of her. That's great. Yeah, it's good to have people you know on here. That's fun. I had my dad stop in once, but it was too late for him and he had to go right to bed. But anyway, yeah, so I think I'm going to finish this up pretty soon, hopefully. And then, so there are two other things I could work on tonight. I could always start another one. That seems too short. But then so the other two things, the things I need to work on are, I need to make an emote for the channel because I have one subscriber. That's Russell Stewart, and I owe him an emote. So, and also I happen to have created a caricature of myself that I could probably turn into an emote. It's a little bit of work. So that's one thing I might do is open up this, it's a 3D sculpt in VR. So I might open that up. No, my phone's going down. Yeah, it should be fun. I was just looking at it before we got started, except that I don't know, like maybe it was a little too serious in the picture, in the reference photo. I look kind of stern in the image. And the style of the image looks a little bit like Coraline to me, like the characters from Coraline, which is a little bit more, I don't know. It wasn't quite the look I was going for. I wanted to give it beady eyes because I think I have kind of small eyes for my head. But it turned out a little different than I expected. But yeah, so we'll do that pretty soon. And then the other idea I have for what we might do is, I had to draw a caricature for an art class in high school and I'm no good at them. And got so frustrated. In retaliation, I just drew the Grinch. Yeah. Still got to be in the assignment for creativity. Nice. Yeah, I've drawn caricatures of myself for a while. I used to have a friend who always drew this caricature of himself that was very how'd you put it? Like, it was sort of like the Brad Pitt version of himself, you know. And it always seemed, I always thought that was kind of funny because, you know, he had like very distinct features, like he was balding, for example, that he would always go the exact opposite way and give himself like this, like almost Elvis-like hairdo. And so I always tried to go the opposite direction and be, you know, a bit more, you know, take myself kind of lightly and do a caricature that I thought really, you know, emphasized the unique characteristics about me, which is that I have kind of a long face, and then my eyes are a little bit too small and close to the center of my face, which I learned when I was in high school. You know what, my phone keeps stopping, so closing, so I'm gonna pull up the other window here so I can make sure I don't miss conversation. There we are. Just a sec. Sorry about that. I just need to adjust this real quick. Oh, looks like there hasn't been an update. Okay. So yeah, so in high school I was talking to a girl that it was kind of embarrassing because it's a girl I kind of liked, and in the middle of talking to her, she suddenly was like, "Whoa!" She goes, "Your eyes are way too small for your face," and that really stuck out in my mind, my memory. Like that, when she said that, I was like, at first I was just like blown away. I'd never heard that or thought that before, and then later on, looking in the mirror, I was like, "Yeah, okay, she's right. These are characteristics that my face have." So whenever I've caricatured myself since then, I try to emphasize that. It was pretty rude. Yeah. See, what am I doing? That seems to have disconnected from there. I don't know. I was shocked at the time, but later on, I appreciated the observation in my own way. It wasn't a pleasant revelation at the time, but anyway. So the other thing I was thinking about doing, if we get to let's see. Oh, there's more comments. Though honestly, sometimes I have days where I suddenly am aware of all the details on everyone else's faces. Spend a lot of time avoiding looking at people's faces. But when I do, I'm like, wow, everyone is so average. Are they? They're pretty average? Meaning like that they're like all near the mean? Right, like that's isn't average. I think there were studies that showed that people who are near the mean, their appearances are all pretty close to the closer that your features are to what's supposed to be average is supposed to be what people recognize as attractiveness, basically. But then on the other hand, you know, once you get to know somebody, it's the details that are unique about them that you know are them. So as you get to know and like somebody, I'm sure that those attributes become associated with that, with what's different about them, not what's the same. Oh, hey, Critter Art, welcome. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, so Nathan's trying to stick to a script, but I'm being overly chatty as always. No, I'm not trying to stick to a script. I was just thinking through what I might do for the stream out loud a little bit. Hey, Catlin, welcome. That's nice when you have everyone that's in the stream is chatting. It's good to have some company and not just have silent. The more silent the viewership is, the more judgy it feels. But when you guys are talking, it's like, oh, okay, I can relax. These are my friends. How y'all doing? I'm doing well. Having a good stream so far. We were just talking about doing self-caricatures, because one of the things I might do later in the stream is going to be pulling up a caricature I made of myself a while back in VR, a 3D sculpt, and trying to adjust it to turn it into an emote, because I have my first subscriber and I owe them an emote. Let's see, I'm behind the conversation. What's going on? So how y'all doing? Do you have a Discord account, Critter Art? Ha ha ha, so true. I have an account, but not a server. New to this. Yeah, that was the conversation we were having on your stream the other night, right? Was how we don't, we're not up to speed on all the confangled new technology these days that the kids are using. Is it also called Critter Art? Emote, sweet. Yeah, we'll see. I was just explaining how I have a caricature to work with, and I think it kind of resembles me. It's kind of but I don't know. It looks a little severe. I'll see what you guys think when we get to it. Let me check. So it must be about your yeah, I need to start using my my Discord. Right now I only have only tiny pachyderms in it. I haven't started. My plan was to go in and sort of prime it with some like reference art and things like that. But I don't know. It's kind of hard to do. I still don't know how it's gonna work out. I was also gonna put some inspirational art in there, so like find some stuff that inspires me and post that there. And the idea would be that people could all go in there and post stuff that would be inspiring. And I was saying so true to when you said it's hard when the chat is quiet. Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, the can be a harsh silence sometimes. But it's really a harsh silence when the numbers tick down. They're like, what am I doing? People, they just have to go to sleep, for goodness sakes, you know? Subcreation hasn't noticed all the graffiti I've plastered all over his empty Discord walls. Oh, have you really? No way. Now I have to check this out. Okay, Discord. Subs and I are old timers. We don't understand this new world. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Let's see. I'm looking right now. I don't see it. No. No graffiti. Very disappointing. Oh, just metaphorically. Oh, right. Just like it was metaphorically dark and dank in there. Just metaphorically. Your Discord has a lore canon now you weren't even aware of. Oh. I see. In the metaphorical sense. Now I get it. I thought it had to do with the things I don't understand about the new technology. Like, oh, they actually do have lore cannons. You gotta gentrify. Yeah. Yeah, so one other thing I thought I might do, it depends on how active things are later on. If people are interested in hanging out, I wanted to try something a little bit more interactive, where I do like a sort of a faster drawing, and I wanted to do something where we I thought I'd do a Rubik's Cube solve, and if there are enough people active in the chat at the time anyway, I thought we would try to guess my time, and whoever guesses closest to the time can pick the reference. Something off of Pinterest, something colorful, so kind of like within reason, you know, something that I can do. And I'm going to do sort of a smaller marker drawing. That's one thing I could do, if there's time and there's interest. I think I'm Critter Art 43335 on Discord. Does that sound right? I'm not your mom. I don't know what you're named. I've noticed that it does that when you search for somebody, it adds those numbers after the thing. I don't think that's for your Discord server, though. I think that's for you that adds those numbers. I'm guessing that makes it so we can have multiple people with the same name on different servers or something, but have a common identity across the... boy, this is a little bright. Back to the conflict where it looks better on the screen without the light, but it's harder for me to see it without the light. My mom doesn't know my Discord name either. I apparently don't know how to find individual people to chat. I was going to try to invite you to my Discord without posting it here. LMAO. Yes, I don't have a server yet. Oh, you don't have a server yet. Okay. I think that's what Tiny Pachyderm was asking about. Let's see, what is going on here? I'm a little confused about the, that goes in there like that. I think it goes like that, and then it's, there we go. Oh no, I was seeing if I couldn't find the individual, not the server. So you'd be thrust into my equally sad, dark, and dank Discord. But it's Moby Dick themed, so that's normal. Haha, whoa. I see we're looking for the individual. Yeah, I wanted to try to do some more interactive type things in the stream, which, you know, requires having an active audience to do so. Depends on keeping that up. But I was really impressed by what we were talking about this on Sunday. I was really impressed by what I saw on I Paint Creatures stream, where he would engage new people, drop into the stream to design a creature with him. And I don't think I want to quite go that far. Like, I don't want to just be drawing everything that people say, but I was thinking if we maybe pick reference or something. Because I know there's this one artist. Oh, sorry, my link. I don't have. Let's see, you're trying to summon the Discord link, and I don't have the. What do you call it? I don't have Nightbot set up, but I can pull that link really quick for you, so I can do that manually here in a sec. Invite. There we go. Yeah. Share a link. I'm just going to copy that. I can paste it right here. Have either of you met Mocap? No. Who's Mocap? I know a Morwick, not a Mocap. A person who just showed up randomly in my stream one day and was like, let me help you with all the chat commands and stuff, basically. Oh. With getting chat commands set up. Then they sent me essentially a testimonial video of a bunch of other streamers who had the same experience. It's super odd, but also very helpful. Huh. Sounds awesome. They're like the Twitch chat fairy godmother. Huh. Yeah, I do not know this person. A mystical beast of the Feylands. I have to skip this. Actually, I think I'm done with this channel. Hope you guys don't mind, but this is annoying me. Let's switch to Epic, maybe. Okay. People are really nice on here. Oh, they set up all my chat stuff for me just because they could. So are you talking about setting up Nightbot? Because I've heard that Nightbot is the way to do all that. It's something you install. I've been meaning to do it. I have a long list of stream improvements that I am planning on getting to. Yeah, Nightbot commands. Things like shoutouts and links to the socials, etc. Yeah. Do you go through the website? Because I saw there was like a website. When I searched online, there was a website that had the there was a button on it that said install Nightbot here, and I didn't push it because I wasn't ready to get into that yet. I can go to mine and give you that info too if you need them. Be your fairy godmother. I go through the website. But he just has all that crap memorized. Ah. Yeah. Yeah. I should set that up pretty soon. I also want to figure out how to. Somebody was telling me that you can set up Nightbot to take requests and play music that's only royalty free. Because I've been playing Pretzel Rocks because it's royalty free, but it has a more limited selection. But I guess there are more songs that are available if you use that. Oops. There we go. I don't know. This is taking longer than I thought. I may not have as much time on stream as I'd hoped. Sorry, not this one. Not this. No. So I found out, I think we were talking on Sunday, someone was asking about using black on white charcoal. It might have been Critter Art. I forget, but someone was asking about that, and I think it was Critter Art. Anyway, I asked Kitslam about that, and he said that he does draw dark on top of light pencil, which is interesting because it wouldn't have occurred to me that you could do that. Yeah, like I would think that it would mix and get kind of murky or something, but it doesn't seem to do that. Of course, Kitslam works in wax, but like I'd said, I'd seen the art crate was doing it. I'm pretty sure she was working in charcoal, so that's something I want to try out at some point. I'll probably give it a try off stream because I've learned my lesson about experimenting too much on stream. Of course, if we're going to do anything interactive, with the viewers, that has to be experimented with on screen, so give that a shot. I was actually asking if doing black on top of the black paper could be darker than the black paper itself for the darkest couple areas. It's an interesting question. It probably seems that way more with my light because the light is making the paper not look so dark. But I don't think I could. Well, let's see. Like I guess I could see if a black pen would make it darker. I don't think it would though. I'm gonna try it in the corner just to see. Oh yeah, actually you can see it gets way darker. Oh, actually no, you can't really tell. See, it depends on the light. When I first put it down, I thought, oh yeah, this is here. You can't see it. See this? See, at first it seems like it's a lot darker, but I think it's just because it's wet. Because in a moment it doesn't look much darker. So I think we're at maximum black. Now, if you had like super black or something, like those, have you seen that like nano fiber paint? Somehow they have like nanotubules made out of carbon or something that traps light. You end up with like this incredible super black. Oh, sorry, I'm behind the conversation. Oh yeah, I'm guessing it depends on whether the pencil or the paper is more reflective. You need some Vanta black. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, I can't even see the mark. Yeah, I can barely see it too. Yeah, so then I guess the answer to that question is no, you can't. You wouldn't be able to use dark pencil. So actually, oh, you might have missed though. What I do is before I draw, before I start with the charcoal, I actually do the whole undersketch in black lead. So I use this mechanical pencil here, and I outline the whole thing. And I don't know if you can see it because it really comes down to it looks really shiny. Well, I've actually got a lot of marks on this paper that I need to kind of take off. You can't really see it now, but when I first do it, you can really see it depending on the angle. Let's see, okay. Alright, I'm gonna take that off because it looks better without it. It looks better on the screen without so much light. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking when I started this, I thought, oh, I'm just going to be done with this in like 15 minutes, but we're more than 15 minutes in. And Vanta Black absorbs 99.958% of light. Wow. Yeah, it's amazing stuff. I actually found a video on YouTube where somebody was boasting that they were able to create a darker black than Vanta Black with household supplies. It was kind of a trick, but it was interesting. What they did is they basically took a box and they painted the whole box black inside with just regular black paint. And then when you would shoot, when you would, like with the camera looking into it, you had that basically this hole looking into the box, and it was and they were comparing that to he had a bit of Vanta Black, and then he had on a piece of cardboard. So like one was, you know, like a mobile piece of black, but the other was, you know, fixed into the box. And he used like high power lasers and everything, and it was interesting. It was pretty dark, but it was because he was using a much broader space essentially to create it. Felt a little bit like a cheat, but he gave an explanation about how it was essentially doing the same thing, just using more area to trap the light. It was like a science vid. Unfortunately, you can't coat machinery in carefully painted shoeboxes. Yeah, exactly. Still a neat experiment, sounds like, though. Yeah, that was what I thought. I was like, I want this. And when I saw how it worked, I was like, well, you know, that's how it is with all magic. It's always disappointing when you find out the secret. I got kind of into like handheld, like close-up magic a number of years ago. And it was a lot of fun, you know, when you'd buy a magic trick and it would come in the mail and you'd learn the secret and stuff. But it was also a bit disappointing, you know. You'd get kind of like, it was like so fascinating when you first hear about an effect and then you see it. And once you know the secret, it's, you know, that's the key, I guess, to being a magician, is embracing that there is no magic, and you have to be the one that knows that. See, I always want to know the answers. Yeah. I'm like, give me your secrets, sorcerer. Yeah. Well, the best thing to do is you could buy these old books, like these books are from 100 years ago, and that were just packed full of all these secrets from like the golden era of magic. That was really the best thing to do, instead of, because you can buy, there are these people who are sort of marketing and selling these new tricks, and they'll sell them to you at like really insane prices, right? But you go and buy one of these really old books, you can just sit there and read through it for hours, just one after another, and that was really the way to go. It's actually a lot of fun. you do enjoy finding out the secrets, there are some really good books you can just get like at a library. There are also some good like historical books that have some interesting stories about that era, about magicians and stuff. Okay, I gotta go lurk. See you guys in a bit. Yeah, thanks for joining us, Critter Art. It's always great having you drop in. Appreciate you jumping into the stream and chatting with us. See you around. Look forward to catching your stream again soon. Let's see. I think that's about right. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like my values are a little flattened. So I should probably go in and bring some of them out. This one's a little bit brighter. There. A little bit here. Let's see. Catch myself holding my breath sometimes when I'm drawing. I'm not sure why. I think I heard Peppo talking about that. Something about making sound effects and... Oh, I can't change my username in a month. Yeah, they lock it down. You get to do it from time to time. But they don't want people changing their name all the time, I guess. Which is a bummer if you... That's kind of a long time to wait. Seems like they should give you one free one early on, I'd think. Are you gonna change it to... What's your Instagram? It's Britbird. Low, yeah, well, Peppo's chew, chew, chew as he draws. Yeah. I couldn't tell if he was serious. Sometimes it's hard to tell if he's serious. He seemed serious. You'll be Brit Birdhouse. Okay. That's good. I'll recognize you then. I already knew that from the... Would have recognized you from the Instagram. I feel like the more I work on these drawings, the slower I'm getting. Which is alright, I guess. It's not like it should be a race necessarily. I was, in my earlier streams, I was really drawing fast. I'd whip out a lot of drawings. He keeps a straight face. I can't ever tell either. He keeps a straight face even when he's laughing. Yeah. Or like I've heard him, he gets into talking about conspiracy theories, and he likes to go for like the most outlandish ones possible. Like he says he likes a good conspiracy theory that's like really unrealistic or something. He was saying something about that one night, and I was like, I can't tell. Like, I couldn't quite, like, if the fascination with it is he just likes to hear people trying to argue things that are impossible to believe, or I don't know, or if he was saying, you know, that he likes to get into and believe in the things. I think it is more of a like making fun of it kind of thing, but I don't know. I think I've heard him. I think one time he started to get into kind of making an argument for one of them, and I was like, "Wait, is that what's happening here?" He's a character. That's a big part, I think, of streaming, though, is having a lot, like bringing out your character and personality. He straddles that line, yeah. I'm constantly squinting suspiciously, yeah. Yeah, I thought he was putting us on, though, with the sound effects thing. After a minute, I tried it off stream a little bit to see what difference it made. I couldn't see. Because he actually said, something like, "No, really, try it. You try it." I was like, "What?" Tried it. I couldn't see that it helped. I sing out my actions sometimes and do sound effects even when I'm not drawing. So I get it. Yeah, you were mentioning that you do the singing thing sometimes. That you narrate while singing, and that, right, like I was saying on Sunday, that's like basically you've been training for this, because that would definitely work on stream. You'd have the first musical creative stream. I'd definitely watch that. That'd be fun. Is there? Oh yeah, I've seen some who they do that. I have seen there are actually a lot of people who do. There's the music channel. I think is actually a lot bigger than the art channel. I've seen people that mostly doing covers. Cassie draws, I think. Oh, Cassie draws, sings while she draws, huh? I'll have to check that out. I think I've seen him when she was on before. I don't know if I'm following Cassie draws, but does she just sing? I mean, it sounds like based on her name that she's drawing and singing. She does art, but sometimes she'll just sing songs and chat. Cool. Yeah, my plan is to eventually I'm going to do a few different things, and one of them is composing music on GarageBand. Some sort of like ambient synthesizer style stuff. In fact, I did one stream already that way. It happened to line up because I had a friend at work who wanted to check out my setup and see how I work and stuff. We've been talking about. He has his own gear for recording, and he is into sort of the same kind of music. And so I did a stream, and he showed up, and so it was really just him and me talking most of the time. But there were some other people that dropped in. It was mostly just me showing what I was working on with this friend. I was actually doing it all on the iPhone. I used GarageBand on the iPhone then because I didn't yet have a way to stream the Mac. I got stuff for streaming the Mac since then, but I haven't got it set up. I think that'd be fun, but I'm a little concerned. I don't know how to work with, if you have an audience that's expecting you to draw, in charcoal or whatever it is. If you build up an audience doing one thing, I'm not sure how that'll work if you suddenly change what you do that much. So my hope was to try to keep it so I'm always doing enough variety that people wouldn't feel too swindled if they show up and I'm doing something quite a bit different. But I don't know. The more that I've been streaming, the more that it takes a lot of preparation to do anything other than drawing. So I tend to find myself just signing on and just drawing because for me it's pretty meditative. I can just kind of do it. It's relaxing. I like the result. But I think later on I'll probably do more other stuff when I have more time for it. I think if you regularly talk about those things, people will be on board with them. Yeah, I have talked about that a bit. And I have jumped into the VR sculpting, which hopefully I'll have time for here for the emote pretty soon. Yeah, so I've done that a few times. I could also show you some of my other sculpts while we're in there. That could be fun. I don't know if Britt, have you seen the other? I was sculpting not too long ago in there. I can't remember if you dropped in for that. I was doing. I think that was actually before you joined. Before I saw you on here. Because it also builds interest in those other topics. What's pretty neat about Twitch is the chat feature. So for some people, it's just a matter of specific content they want to watch, but the interactive aspect really lends itself to relationship building, and not just commodification of talents and skills. Yeah, that's a really good point. I think that's what makes it stand out. I've seen the tiny little figures on Insta, but haven't seen you do any of them on stream. Okay. Seems like this needs to go in a little bit, just a little bit here. Yeah, the most recent thing I did, which is something I actually need to do a little bit more work on to totally wrap up, is I did a monster art project, which is basically, I don't know if you've seen, there's a website for the project where basically these kids in these school programs submit art that that adult artists take and kind of rework and add detail to, sort of show them like what's possible to do with art space. So it kind of lets the kid be like an art director, which is a lot of fun. So I did one of those. We do it through my work. It's not officially through the Monster Art Project. But we do those each year. I did one last year, and I just did one this year on stream. Of course, appreciate, you'd have to see the original art the kid gave me, which I have, so. I feel like that face is really getting lost in there, so that's going to need a lot more detail. I think this is probably about the right amount of detail, or not detail, the right amount of contrast, I guess. Oh, neat. I recently brought all of my old sketchbooks down from Tacoma. I need to dig through them and take photos of everything so I have them digitally. Oh, are you from from Tacoma, Britt? I actually went to high school in Tacoma. In fact, I was thinking about, oh, awesome. Go Tacoma, people. It's the, yeah, it's the secret of the Northwest. Most people don't realize that it's actually the coolest place around here. I used to live right next door to Stadium High School. That was my high school. I went to Stadium High School. The apartments right next door. My best friend actually lived in those for a while after graduating. I guess it would depend on which ones. There's the ones on the yeah, Hogwarts, exactly. It was funny. I was like a while ago. I ran into a meme of Heath Ledger singing in the movie 10 Things I Hate About You, and somehow I'd forgotten about that movie, and so I had a moment of looking at this animated GIF and thinking, why is Heath Ledger dancing and singing at my high school? Beautiful view of the sound, but I took them to small claims when I moved out, lol. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Tacoma's best. I liked, because the thing is that, well, if you're down in Portland, I don't know what it's like there, what the culture is like there, but in Seattle, it's pretty well known for, like, they have what people call the Seattle freeze. Man, I really miss the sound. Portland is like big Tacoma. So because the thing I remember about Tacoma is that people are a lot more welcoming. You know, like you'd run into somebody on the street that you don't know. You'd be passing somebody on the street and you could strike up a conversation with them. But with a crappy river instead of a whale town. Portland is much friendlier than Seattle. Yeah, Seattle is not a friendly place. I hear that it has to do with there was like a large Scandinavian community here initially, and it was just a part of that's, like, I guess something that sort of Scandinavians are known for. They just have kind of a more keep to yourself kind of mentality, and even though they're not a majority anymore, it just, like, they sort of established that and it stuck. I don't know if that's necessarily the truth. That's how it worked. But that's what I heard was the explanation. I heard the story from a Scandinavian, so that gave it credibility. Tacoma and Portland are far more similar than Tacoma and Seattle. Huh. That sounds intriguing. I've visited Portland, but I haven't really spent a lot of time there. I can tell there's something cool about you, Tiny Pachyderm. Now I know. From my hometown. I think that makes sense. I also have a personal theory that because of the weather in Seattle and surrounding areas, people spend a lot of time indoors during parts of the year. And when it's outdoor season, everyone just disappears into the woods. Yeah, that could be it. Although, then why doesn't that affect Tacoma, though? Because Tacoma has pretty much the same weather. Because Tacoma is still more working class. Oh, okay. It's not conclusive to make easy relationships with newcomers. Conducive to make. Oh no, my thing and my gear's falling apart here. Which instantly skews the dynamic. You have to rely on community to survive. You gotta control sounds like whale sounds. You're out of control. Oh, when I tweaked that, did it make that sound? Or the music kind of sounds like whale sounds too now. Oh no, my mic does, huh? Huh. Does it now, or was it just for the moment when I bumped it and it? It's fine now. Okay, yeah. I figured that's what you meant, but so are you gonna do one of those short story reads again soon? Or maybe some poetry? I hope a bunch of people show up to my Saturday stream so I have lots of pet portraits to draw. Oh, cool. Saturday's a collaboration poetry project. Oh, nice. I thought that was really cool. Especially like to see mixing in something different, seeing, not just everyone following the same format. I like to see people like really making their stream their own. It's basically a poetry seminar / workshop. Oh, so like the idea would be that if you're like following along, you could work on poetry along with you. Oh, that sounds fun. Is that Saturday? Okay. I won't be able to make it on Saturday, unfortunately, but I can always watch it later and make something. I'm going to be asking for chat input and working on creating a poem, asking people to try their own. I see, so you'd actually do it collaboratively in the chat. Well, that's actually really interesting to be incorporating the chat into a writing activity. Okay, I'm gonna move up here a little bit. So there's some tone in here that I need to bring up. If you want to join but can't be there, give me a topic on something, and you want to learn more about, or 2, something you think someone else would find fascinating, and send me some facts. And if I'm able, I'll include the topic. You can message it to me on Discord. Not now. Yeah. I'll think about that. So wait, what I provide is like topics to write about, or let's see, topics to learn about the subject of writing something. And then, like, I guess, are they facts like prompts, like facts that would prompt other people in their writing, or facts about writing? All right, this needs to really come out more. The focus will be creating poems that inspire others to go neat after reading. Informative poems. Okay, so it's supposed to be poems that are with facts in them. I have an example poem that's about huskies, the dog, and how they excel at endurance. Okay, that sounds interesting. I'll have to check out the sample to get the idea, to know what to provide. Part of the point is that poems don't have to be some high-level thing. Interesting, so like doing something more informational in poetry. And all poetry really needs is an excitement or an obsession or a passion for a topic. Huh. Yeah, I'd like to see your example to get the idea. You know, so many people who go, oh God, no, I don't like poetry, that's not for me, because they feel they have to decode it. When the reality is that lots of people, especially modern poetry, lots of poetry, especially modern poetry, functions at many levels. You just keep reading it and enjoy it. Or you can just read it and enjoy it. Or you can read it analytically. And I think too many people have had bad experiences with poetry and art literature in general. Yeah, like I feel like one of the things about like writing poetry is it's kind of freeing, that you kind of can go into your own space with it, and you don't have to worry about as much how somebody reads it or interprets it. You can kind of explore with words, you know, what's interesting to you. I mean, that's the way anything I do in the creative process, I usually sort of do that. I take it out into the place where, you know, I'm not imagining that I would show it to anybody or worrying about how they would interpret it. You kind of can play with the words, or you can kind of play with it and not have like that accountability that you have with like more formal writing, or even if you're writing like fiction, there's this like expectation that it makes sense in a way that a particular audience will receive it. I think with like poetry, I usually feel like I can do that more like without the without as much of a demand for it to be sort of what people expected your writing to do for them. Let's see, I'm probably behind here. Where is it? I run a literary journal with basically the same premise. So Twitch and this assignment makes for an interesting exploration of other ways of addressing the idea of accessibility across niche interests, expertise. So it sounds like you're sort of approaching it from the other end of saying, hey, why not just make it completely accessible? which makes sense. My journal is called Layman's Terms. Oh, cool. Is it available online or is it a physical, like a printed? Sounds like it must be a printed journal, right? Oh, ILT review. There, that should work. Nice. Very cool. Wow. That is fancy. That looks really cool. Oh, I see you actually have it. It's all online here. Oh, this is cool. I look forward to checking this out more. And what's under inspirations? Wow, you are really busy. It's on a hiatus currently because all three of us editors are in grad school currently. I want to shift it up so we have more interviews with experts, but I placed in a creative essay format, not just a questions answer. I like all the issues, but there are some works in the biodiversity issue that just kicked me in the face. Biodiversity. This one. Huh. I'll start with that one then when I get the chance. I'll definitely check it out. Thanks for sharing. You can post that, or I may post it, if it's all right with you, in the in my Subcreation inspiration Discord, where people can find it, assuming that that becomes a thing, which I will try to make a thing. That's inspirations page, but the issue itself is the one with the big ball of water in the hand. Feel free to share. I'll be sure to click on it when I see it in Discord. Cool. Yeah. I've been a little busy with work stuff lately, but I'm planning on getting that Discord set up with some links pretty soon. This is Kitten. Hello everyone. Just wanted to pop in here a little before bed. Yeah, thanks for stopping in. It's great to have you with us. You can see I'm still working on this guy. I don't know if I hope the volume's alright with the music. Let me know how that sounds on your end. Trying to play slightly more upbeat music because I tend to get kind of sleepy in here. I'm doing the ambient music too much. Hey, you summoned Critter Art. How are you doing tonight, Miss Kitten? He's looking good, very realistic. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I was saying before that I'm kind of, the longer I've been working with charcoal, the more that I'm like kind of slowing down, and I guess I'm tending toward trying to get it accurate. Although my intention was to really bring out, the feeling in the photo, to not necessarily go for accuracy or to be exact with it. My intention is to capture the feeling, and to emphasize the qualities that are speaking to me in the source image. So like in this one, his look is kind of vacant. Usually it is with the fish, but he's got kind of a, I don't know, sort of like a challenging, like, what you looking at kind of expression. Oh, critter art for just a second, but figured out why not. I love this fish. Thanks. Live a little. And the fish he's drawing also looks good and realistic. It's getting. And summon Catlin. Thanks for dropping in, Catlin. Looks like my fish. He's mostly red and a little blue in him. I'm okay. Thanks for asking. I meant the fish. Critter art. Haha. Yeah, so I'm trying to. I kind of want to. My goal is to kind of bring out what I'm seeing in it and to kind of interpret it a bit, but it seems like I'm kind of tending toward just going more and more. I guess that's sort of the thing when you get kind of into a meditative state when you're drawing, and you kind of. But that's part of why I was trying to do this on here, is I have you guys to keep me honest if I say that I'm trying to emphasize the particular quality of it by talking about it. My hope is that I'll get a little more focused. So the qualities that I am trying to emphasize, it has like a very sort of, the lines are very flowing. It kind of looks like a dancer in a with some sort of like flowing trailing dress or something. And so I'm trying to emphasize that. Hee. Are we human? Or are we dancer? Is this a pop reference? Or is this just like a rhetorical, philosophical question? Do we even exist? It's a song. Oh, okay. I don't know that song. I feel like I'm struggling with this down here. It just keeps getting kind of all murky. I see like a lot of details in there that I'm not quite engaging. Oh, you have this song for us. Oh, is this royalty free though? Because if you play a song and it gets they'll like blank out your stream. the audio for it. So try not to play songs that I don't know I have the rights to. But I'll check it out later. Sorry to be a audio rights bummer. Oh yeah, I don't actually want to listen to it, but that's where the reference comes from. Okay. Let's see, when I look at it, it just needs a little bit more, I guess, in there. A little bit more through here, I guess. I'm sure you've noticed and are working toward it, but the value from the bottom of the bottom fin as it heads toward the body are equal in your drawing. But in the photo, the top half of the bottom fin you're currently working on is dark gray. Yeah, like this is darker and this is lighter. Yeah, this is correct. So it's a little bit lighter in here toward that part there. It's like lighter there. I could kind of maybe dab this out a bit. I don't know. It seems like it definitely shouldn't be as, right now it's the same tone as the face. And the face is clearly a lot brighter. I need to brighten that up in there a little bit, but at the same time, I think I need to take that back. Also, there's more of a shimmer in there too, so I guess that needs to, yeah, I thought I had all this time to do other stuff tonight, but I think I'm going to be working on this till the end of the stream. There's this little bit of a highlight right there, though. And this actually gets pretty bright right here. And really bright right over here. Right, okay, time to go again. All right, lurk away, Critter Art. You're welcome and encouraged to lurk. Night, you guys. Or to go if you have to go to sleep. Be free. You're stuck with this fish until the end of time. Do Rubik's Cube, quick intermission. I think I might. You've been practicing Peppo's technique of squinting. Do I squint when I draw? Oh, are you asking have I been? Oh, you've been practicing. I've been practicing Peppo's technique of squinting. That's actually pretty smart. I've also noticed on my camera that the values in my drawing are more obvious in my computer screen than they are on paper sometimes. Huh. Is that the case? Let's see. I mostly just struggle with the fact that there's just too much light. Well, yeah, you're right. It's more sensitive. So that's why I'm having so much trouble with the light reflecting off of the paper, or you can see like the shadow. is interfering with it a bit. I mean, I obviously can't see your actual drawing. That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, because the camera has a much narrower range of light, because it has to be how open the aperture is will determine, the range that it captures. But using both the camera and the real drawing as a resource has been helpful, especially when I'm using multiple colors and the value changes might be less obvious. Okay, so I'm going to blur my eyes and see this a little more fresh, and then blur my eyes and look at this one. Oh, mine is terrible compared to what I'm seeing there. Oh, there's such vivid contrasts and values over there, and I look at mine. Oh, it's so murky. So murky. That's alright. I won't let anybody who looks at this drawing ever see the original. We'll hide the original from them. You just gotta lighten your lights with both the camera and the real drawing. Oh yeah, I read that already. Sometimes I miss keeping fish. Yeah, I had beta fish a while ago. I like them. Of course, you have to keep them alone. But then I remember how much of a PETA maintenance actually was. You can actually keep betas with other species. You just have to be careful about what kind. I didn't know that. I remember when I was a kid that my mom had a tank with beta fish, and I guess we hadn't figured out how to sort that out because the beta was, we ended up calling it killer and then keeping it alone because it was not good for the other fish. And we didn't put them with another beta fish, of course, but we tried ones that we thought were supposed to be okay. More likely the betas get their fins ripped up by more rippy fish, but betas will mess up other frilly fish like guppies. Female betas have more compact fins and can be kept with a lot more fish. Yes, I have my beta in a tank with neon tetras. Sometimes he chases them, but they mostly get along. Wild-type betas look nothing like the ones we have at pet stores. They don't fight to the death like pet store ones that were selectively bred for aggression. Oh, I didn't know that. It's kind of sad that they did that. Roll, Miss Kitten, get back here, you shiny boys. Imagine going through life with a giant parachute strapped to your back. How cumbersome. I'd fight people too. Yeah. Especially dragging it through the water like that. You never ate any of my neons. I have live plants in my tank. I think they like it in the tank. Huh. Alright, the squint trick. Yeah, well, the thing that's bothering me the most is the body in here is not nearly as bright as it should be. There's like a shimmer across here that should be much stronger. Have either of you seen Takashi Amano Planted Tanks artwork? Nope, but I will have to look that up. I used to have a beta in my tank too. It did not eat anybody, but boy, my tinfoil barb did. Yeah, this is really far from being finished. Mayo, not surprised. I'm tempted to get a little Pico saltwater tank again, just for the crabs and anemones. Wow, tiny pachyderm, his fish tanks are huge. I used to have a little brackish tank that housed a freshwater moray, not really freshwater, and a figure 8 puffer. They're like landscapes in a water box. Aren't they amazing? Oh, that sounds really cool. You've had a lot of different kinds of creatures there, tiny pachyderm. Those must be that would also be fun to draw, you know, if you had that right there, or to paint. I've had a whole heckin' lot of animals. Lol. Yeah, but interesting animals. Animals that would be interesting to draw or to paint. All right, let's see. It's getting a little closer, I think, in the overall tone value. But then I need to bring out the highlights on there. Yeah, my husband and I have two 40-gallon tanks, and my Beta is in an 8-gallon tank. And I still need a little bit of space over in here. Tarantulas, snakes, rats, parrots, dogs, cats, millipedes, baby scorpions, lizards, including a Nile monitor, very briefly to rehome for an idiot who bought it for his 4-year-old. Cockroaches, fish, eels, and crabs. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but that's the rundown. Wow. That is quite the list. You know who else has a lot of animals? But closer to being more sort of traditional animals is Hey It's Elise. Or Hey It's Elise. I mean, she posts them on Instagram. She has a rat and cats. Yikes, cockroaches for pet. Mostly for feeders. Yeah. Makes more sense. Post all my pets on my other Instagram, lol. Oh, you have like a Instagram for pets? For the pets? I have all my original Insta, or I have my original Insta, then I set up the other one for all my art stuff. I see. Since I post way too many animals on my personal one, and the art gets lost. Yeah, I kind of feel like, I mean, that's the main thing I use my Instagram for, is I like to have a place where my art can all get kind of posted, a little bit like a portfolio, and not have it be a lot of work. Oh, I went to go follow you with it, but I already am. Well, oh, I'll check it out. What's the name on your regular one, so I know it's you? Anactopism. Okay, I'll check that out. I don't follow non-art accounts on my Birdhouse one. I save those just for art-related inspiration. Okay, I feel like it's getting closer there, and now I can go ahead and... Yeah, this needs to be a lot brighter. No, actually, I guess it's as bright as it gets. I don't feel like I have as much. Doesn't get quite as bright as I'd like. That might be because I'm looking at it in the dark, because this light is bugging me though. This light's kind of, well, it ruins the view up there, so I guess it's That tone's okay in there. Thought he was looking a lot better. Oh, thanks. I hope so. Yeah, this is pretty dark in here. This should be, I think this still feels like it needs a little more down in here. I don't know. This actually doesn't go quite as dark as I have it for here. But it is pretty dark. As a kid, I had a hamster, fish, parakeet, hermit crabs, cat, and my brother had a leopard gecko. Yeah, we were talking about geckos, I think on Sunday. I had a bearded, actually it was my son's. My son had a bearded dragon. We named him Eustace. Oh yeah, I forgot I had a rabbit when I was a kid. I also feed the crows wherever I am, and I make friends with them. The ones near me now are much more shy. These still just aren't quite. Well, I'm gonna move out before they really trust me, but they stop by once a day. My crow family up in Tacoma was much more bold. Well, that's just the people. They're friendly. Well, you were saying that they're friendly in Portland too, but Tacoma's probably has more friendly crows. Portland gets around 4,500 crows every winter, and that roost in the park blocks. It's insane. Huh. I used to follow somebody like a long time ago. I was pretty active on Tumblr, and I knew somebody who their whole thing was they posted pictures of crows. Some really beautiful pictures of them too. It was pretty cool. But it was this whole thing. It was just like he had one topic, and it was pictures of crows, photos of crows. Such an exhilarating sound when they're all making noise with each other. Yeah, crows are really intelligent. I saw a documentary that showed some tests they did on like their ability to use tools was actually up there with apes, I think. There was a book that my dad was telling me about that was about the intelligence of crows and a bit about the history of how was it just about, yeah, I think just crows. They actually the New Caledonian crows. Oh man, the New Caledonian crows. Do you know about the study on crow recognition at UW-Seattle? Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah, they recognize people. But there's this book about them, and there's a bit about the history of the intelligence of crows. There was a story, I think it was like in ancient like Rome or something. Hold on a sec. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I just had to deal with a kid that popped out of bed. But that is done now. Alright, let's see, get back into the art. Okay. Yeah, it seems like it's getting closer. Wait, where did my pencil go? Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. Alright. Alright, let me see if I can keep up with the... Amazing, the BRB video. Oh, yeah. Do you have animals other than fish, Miss Kitten? Haha, that's funny. I haven't seen that before. No, I just have fish now. Live in a one-bedroom apartment, so not a lot of room for pets. So one thing I'm seeing is that the so like this, there's like a square here that is darker than this section right here. These are pretty close in range right now, so like maybe this needs to come up a little bit. So there's more of a gap. This gets a little bit lighter in here. I don't know, it looks, now I'm looking at that, at least right there, it seems a lot brighter. It's supposed to be here. Maybe I brought that up too high. That seems better on the paper. On the screen it still seems... No, that's about right. I think that's about right. Okay, now this is actually a lot... The ends here are a lot brighter. They're like totally white in the reference. Gotta go to bed now. Good night, everyone. Good night, Mrs. Kitten. Thanks for joining. It was fun having you hang out with us for a while. Thanks for joining the conversation, being part of the stream. I too need to head for bed. Not too long. It's getting toward the end of the stream. I did not get as far as I thought I might, but no, this could be done here by the end. What do you think? Well, it's this body up here that's bothering me, so I better really get plugging on that if I'm gonna. Let's see. Seem to be getting it. Seem to get a little more interesting with the those scales being emphasized. Oh, that's a little too. No, for some reason, that spot just wants to be there. Okay, I'll accept it. It demands space to be. Yeah. Oh, that's going a little too high there, I think. It's a little lower, I think. Actually, in the fish drawing, there's kind of a, it's flatter over here, and then in the fish drawing, in the source, but my brain's getting tired. It is late for me. There we go. And then it gets right over here. There's that kind of, this is what kind of creates the shimmer effect. There's like a shimmer up the side of it that I want to get, which is that there are these 3 points, 3 scales that are really well lit, and then 3 that are really well lit there. And then other ones are a little murkier coming over from it. And then there are these 4 that are really strong right there. I think. Alright, see how it's doing with the squint test now. It's a little more in here because actually there's not as much of a difference there. So let's see. Brightening up that face made a huge difference. Oh, thanks, Brett. Yeah, I think it's closer. Let's see. If I look at it, blur my eyes. Still feeling a little different in here, but Might be an okay different. I don't know, seems like it should have a little bit more of a balance value through here. I know one thing I'm seeing that these kind of come down almost to black, but they probably are more of a medium color in here. This is all meeting up. And I see there's a bit of a, where is this coming down? This comes down like that. That's coming down like that, and then there's this thing going on here that I didn't quite have this meet up with the back the way that it does in here. And there seems to be kind of a line that goes along there actually. And this kind of goes up. There's a little bit more going on right in there. Some sort of like ripples and the fins that kind of appear right there, it seems like. A little bit right here. The dark isn't the wait, let me see, I might have missed some helpful comments. We got the line on the tail just below that. Whiten that baby up. Wait, I think I missed a comment before that too. See that little bit that sticks out by itself on the tail? A little bit that sticks out by itself. I see that bit and that bit that sticks out from the tail on this one. The line on the tail just below that. The dark in the dorsal fins are very dark on your drawing. The dark in the dorsal fins. In there. I have to admit, I don't think I remember exactly which one's the dorsal fin. Sorry, I don't mean to backseat art. I'm just trying to help you since you're thinking aloud. No, I appreciate it. Sometimes it's hard to see what we've been looking at for hours, like going back to a piece of writing after a few days or weeks. We're not working at it. Yeah. Dorsal is this fin. Okay, right, of course the dorsal fin, right? Because I know the dorsal fin on the, yeah. So you're saying that there's, let me see. There's like a brighter line right there that I'm missing, I see. And there's a little bit of that right there. Tail is that big old flag sticking off the left side of the photo. Right, so that's the tail. Yeah, I know that. So there's a part that needs to be brightened up there. Look at the darkest part of the dorsal fin, then compare it to the darkest part of the page. Darkest part of the dorsal fin is right there. It's, yeah, I have it as dark as the page, and it's a little bit lighter is what you're saying? Oh, in the dorsal fin. Okay, the darkest part of the dorsal fin, not the tail, the dorsal fin. The darkest part of the dorsal fin could be kind of, I don't know, like that little bit right in there maybe, or right there. I'll draw you a diagram. Like that part's kind of dark. Yeah, the whole thing's brighter. The whole dorsal fin is brighter. It's all way brighter. Yeah, the dorsal fin in the photo is totally white. That's pretty, there we go. I'm just forcing you to spend even longer on this fish. You're like, F this, I want to move on to other things. No. Actually, part of what one thing I was trying to do is learn from the other artists that I'm following, and the one thing I've been learning from watching Kit Slam is that he really invests a lot of time in his art. He really slows down, takes it easy, and just sort of develops it over time. And whereas I'd been kind of cranking through things and wanting to produce a lot and I was like specifically focusing on trying to develop, both accuracy and speed. So speed was sort of the thing I was aiming for. But as a result of that, I'd forgotten the value of really slowing down and developing something more slowly and taking your time. So it's good to do both, I think. The girl was born with a harmonica instead of vocal cords, and when she cried, it filled the room with a melody so sweet. Make her cry more, the villagers would shout. Throw trash at her. And that's Jig Baby. Hoang, she'd reply. That's nice. Did you just write that? Or did you write that? This goes all the way to, yeah, I'm having this come all the way to black. This goes all the way down to black, and it should be only up to brown. I mean to brown, up to gray, take a medium gray. Skip that one. You may know it's a tweet I dug up. Response to make art for me at your expense. Person is, what madness. Huh. Yeah, no, you're right. I had this going all the way to the black. I revealed the back of the paper and all these ribs here. And in fact, you never see black in any of these. Except maybe this one up here almost. Probably not even quite there either. I feel like I've learned so much just in the short amount of time I've been on Twitch. As far as technique goes, it's fascinating. Yeah, I agree. Actually watching other people work, it's incredible. It's still not nearly bright enough. Thanks, yeah, you really brought that out. I was totally filtering that out somehow. Those in there get kind of dark, but these wait, this actually kind of actually fades out a little bit right here. It's fascinating. I gotta get me one of them colorless blending sticks. I think it's an argument for switching up projects and going back to them if they take more than one setting. Same with writing essays, stories. When we stare too much at the same thing, we start to become blind to parts of it. Like skipping over the second, the, like skipping over the second the in this sentence. Which I totally did in the first read, but then I had to go back and read it. I revise an essay like 10 times in a day just for minor errors mostly, then submit it. Come on, I just need to get to that. There's like a dark, there we go. And I can kind of build this back up to where I think I see it at there like that. I don't know, though I tend to be a little wary of overworking things, partly because I was taught art by my grandma when I was little, and she would always tell me not to overwork things. I think she said I had a tendency to do that, to overwork. Months later, go back and immediately find stuff I missed. Well, that's adorable. What, the story about my grandma? Particularly with painting, she would always say that, don't overpaint it. Yeah. I feel like it's kind of starting to get kind of right. I feel like there's sort of a puffiness in this, like it's billowing or it's like full of. Yeah, obviously the water would be pushing it. It's like a full sail or something. Remember, I was planning on adding some more texture into this one. I went over it before. I realized that I had it. It was a little too simple. Yeah, that squint test really reveals quite a bit. I need to do that more often. And the reversing it trick. Although I would need to use a camera to do that right now, or a mirror. I feel like I'm losing a bit though of this in here. think that's probably gonna have to do. Although this probably needs a little bit more, just a very fine lightening all the way across it, because this can't be completely black, which it appears to be right now. Although this part right here very nearly is. All right, let's see. How did this turn out? It still needs more work up in the dorsal fin. There's a lot going on in here. I'm also having to work with this dull pencil because it's wait, have you been giving me more tips that I'm missing out? No, wait, the tail. Oh no, it's so close. Yeah, that line. Oh wait, the top of the little piece is extra bright. The top of the extra piece. Oh, that one is. It's funny, all this time I've been using that pencil that was dull because I went through Sharpener Armageddon on Sunday, and my daughter was in here and she kept touching it, and I was like, no, don't touch it because it's very delicate. And I said, I only have one. And then she reached into my supply of pencils and stuff over there and pulled out this completely, this huge and fortunately totally sharpened pencil. I was like, yes, I'll get through another sharpening disaster now. Is this the piece of the tail that you're referring to? It's extra bright, and so is the bottom of the same chunk. This bottom of the same chunk, is that it? Well, this is actually a lot brighter right here. Check your Discord, lol. Let me see. Discord. Blammo. Well, that was when you first arrived in general. Nothing random, nothing inspiration, nothing in reference. Oh, just you're talking about in the messages to you. I've been invited to join the Pequod. Awesome, I'm there. Cool. So the Pequod is at your server? Did you just start it? Yes, I found it. This is definitely darker here. Or brighter. I'm getting mixed up by the fact that I'm putting down white, which is light. I'm putting light down, not dark. I've been drinking wine and I'm bad at giving directions. DM. I sent you a DM whisper with your fish. Oh, you sent me. Oh, Oh, I see. I see it. This is very helpful. Let's take a look. In there, okay, so that's what I was just working on there. But you're saying, I lost my keyboard. Put that here. Okay, so very helpful. Thank you. Okay, so there. Let me see what you were saying again. That was the first thing I tried to point out, and then you kept finding other spots, which have all been great. Okay, but I'm trying to remember what you were saying about it. So you're saying that it's brighter. Oh, it's way brighter. Right. Yeah, it's brighter. Let me kind of bring them all to the level. This is... about there. Oh, fish is off cam. Thank you. Sorry. All right, so this, yeah, this is a lot brighter, isn't it? There we go. I think that's... I'm going to be working on this forever. The sun will go supernova and eventually completely cold, but I will continue to poke away at the values on this fish. I feel like this all goes a little too dark now. Think of how big Kit Slam's snake was and how many hours he spent covering the same area. I think that man is a robot. Oh, he's definitely a robot. He's a machine. He's a drawing machine. Yeah, that was impressive. That was just wild. That snake was just something else. I appreciate the fact it seems like each time he finds a bigger challenge. Like he takes on drawings that I can't imagine tackling. I mean, even any of his drawings, anything that he's done is full color, right? So super involved. feel like this is not quite the right shape here. But then each time he starts a new one, he's doing something more challenging. Although not necessarily the case with this commission, but that's because it's not his pick. He's been sent out into the world to pass the Turing test, and he's doing it. Yeah. That's true, now you mention it. I've only seen video of KitSlam. We tried to talk him into coming to TwitchCon, and he seemed to ponder it, but then he wasn't able to go, so. I don't know. I don't have definitive plans to go yet. I want to. The thing is, it's in San Diego, and I have a brother who's living in Mexico. Would like to come up and visit then. I have another brother who's moving to San Diego just like a month after that, and I haven't seen him for years because he's been in Guam. So that would make it easier if it was lining up with his arrival, but I might go just to visit my other brother. What am I doing over here? This little part of the tail is a little bit of a mess. But I don't really want to mess with it too much more. I know it's not right, but I think it's not going to get too much better. Now it's starting to look like something took a notch out of it or something. Yeah, are you thinking about going? Sounds like fun. I don't know where it'll be the following year. I don't know how far, because that's pretty close for me. It's not, that's what KitSlam's saying, it's actually pretty far for him. But it's relatively closer for me. Nah, there are no dollars in my future. Well, yeah, that's part of it. Well, there are two parts of it for me. Is one, finding someone to watch my kids for as long as that, which is kind of a big ask. And then the other part is, right, coming up with that, I'd have to take the time off from work, and I gotta go at good cost. So, yeah, it does seem like a bit of a stretch. But the fact that I can justify lining up with visiting family too helps. I'm only going to this writing conference coming up because it's in my city and I got in free through school. Well, that's nice. Okay. Alright, I think that's it. What do you think? We're probably going to see something now and I'll be like, no. I'll accept it. Thank you. Thanks, Brett. Brett accepts it, so I think we're done. Okay. So what time is it? Let's see. Oh. Yeah, it's not too bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's see. Let me head back over here. Got a few so we could do a raid, but before that, I am going to do a quick Rubik's Cube solve for my own fun. And you guys can try to guess how long it's going to take me to solve it. Forty-eight seconds. Yeah, so there's actually a bit of a, I'll let you on the secret to guessing my, hey, Russell Stewart's here. Yeah, I was just about to solve it. So I'm just giving out the secret for, for guessing, because I wanted to start doing like a bit of a Rubik's Cube intermission in the middle of my stream where I tell people to basically make it a little bit of a contest, see who can guess my time, and then if whoever guesses my time, I thought I'd let them choose my next, like do like a short drawing exercise and have them choose the reference for it, within reason, of course. Maybe like give parameters or provide like a board on Pinterest to choose from, or if they come up with their own reference, if it's within reason. So anyway, I have to give you though the hint for how to guess, because if you guess too low, like 48 seconds would be like, I think pretty close to a record for me. It would be, yeah. I've had like I think I had luck when somehow I skipped a bunch of moves just by chance. I got like I think somewhere around 30 or 35 seconds once. You believe in me? But okay, so you want to know, like, my average is going to be around 3 minutes, I think, maybe somewhere between 2.5 and 3 minutes. And 1 minute is going to be pretty impressive. I'm going to be surprised if I hit a minute. And it'll be embarrassing if I go over like 3.5 or 4 minutes. I'd say over 4 minutes would be pretty embarrassing. So you want your Buddy Fisher. So you want your estimate to be somewhere between that, within between that range of, the range of shame, where I'd be ashamed if I hit that number, and on the other side there's, I'm going to be ashamed that you guessed that number and I couldn't possibly make it. So basically somewhere within that delta between, the deltas of shame. Okay, so I give myself a moment to, I have to pull nope, 48. You're sticking with it. Okay, I like your commitment. All right, okay. So I'm going to run the stopwatch. Here, I'll put this over there. I like to have an upper right corner. That's nice. Okay, so I get a moment to locate the yellows. That's what they do at the tournaments. I think they actually give you a time limit for it, but okay, I got them all. I think I know where they all are. Okay, so okay, start. Where's the other ones? Wow, I lost them immediately. All right. So I got that. Now I just need to do the, okay. All right. Oops, almost. All right. See, this is not looking good for your guess right now. Britt was Okay, so this one here. Oh, it just blew past 48. Sorry to let you down. See, squarely in the zone of shame there. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. I'm definitely not on my game right now. Oops. Okay. There we go. Oh. I'm still under the zone of actual shame though. Where, let's see, right about. Oops, no, that was wrong. There we go. There we go. It's looking pretty good. Getting pretty close, pretty close. There we go, and I'm done. So 2 minutes and 14 seconds. So that's, well, 2:15. So there we go. Under the zone of actual shame, yes. All right. So that was fun. Thanks for indulging me. I see a 4 and an 8 next to each other. Yeah, and I think, were there any other guesses? No, so Britt wins it. Very good. Okay. So let's, I don't know if it's good to do the whole, I've noticed nobody else actually does the what do you call it, the rating on screen. But I've been doing it. I don't know if it makes a difference. Maybe you guys could stop me before I actually knew the wrong thing and host instead of raid, which I've done a couple times. I've seen the future. Winner by default, story of my life. Like, well, you guessed that there would be numbers and there'd be time involved. Okay, so we need the raid sign first of all. I was like, how do I tell him he's live? Yeah, that was some good fun. It worked out though. You told me. I went back and watched that later. It's funny. Okay, so Subcreation radiation, which is the call sign that Russell came up with for us. Thanks, Russell. And let me go ahead and post that so you can copy that. We're going to need to do it a couple times each because we're not rating in huge numbers. All right, so who are we going to raid? We've got to pick somebody. Let's see. I've got to have this copied so I don't forget it. Need to look and see. I usually like to go somewhere that's not too. So the art crate just is offline. Leah Rose art. I'm thinking Leah Rose. Let's go with Leah Rose art. Here. Hold off for just a second. I realize it might make sense to check for a second before I raid one, just to make sure that, yeah, she's doing painting and stuff. That looks fun. Okay, so back to the dashboard. If you guys are ready, we'll do Leah Rose art. He is great. All right, so we'll do it, and I'm not going to mess it up this time. I'm going to try not to mess it up. All right, well, thanks for everyone for joining. Had a lot of fun. Really enjoyed hanging out with you guys, and we finished the fish. I don't know if Russell, if you got to see that, but the fish is done. And yeah, so good fun tonight. We will raid. So thanks, please join in the raid, and I'll see you guys on Sunday, or I'll see you on your own streams when you are live. Oh, thanks. Right, raiding now. It says raid now. All right, see you. Good night.
That moves people. This is the 2019 Nissan Rogue, featuring tech like ProPilot Assist. It helps keep you centered in your lane and in control. Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
How was your stream this evening? Hello. How was your stream? Tonight. My night's going great. I am I got out in the sun today, so I'm feeling very relaxed. I'm like right out at the beach. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful day today. So I'm feeling very, very peaceful. Really peaceful. Peaceful art night. That's something else I'm grateful for. Yeah. So for any of your peers there, we're doing a pretty typical thing for them. We do an 8 by 10 acrylic every night. We do landscapes and wildlife. Well, we went to a beach. This is off season. Off season beaches. Winter beaches aren't filled with a bunch of garbage and tourists. So, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Tone on this
Yeah, it was pretty good. I couldn't tell. I was talking and chatting the stream, and I don't think my posts.
No, none of your comments come on.
Really?
She asked you how you were doing
Oh.
and what you did on your stream. Wow, it turned out nice.
This was the one before that. These touch clips, and this was the one before that. So, yeah.
What's that? Oh, it turned out pretty well, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It turned out really
Yeah,
nice.
the backstream arting really helps.
What?
The backstream arting
Yeah.
when people give me tips.
Oh, it turned out really nice. You really need to have a place to put these. You know, most artists have, you know, maybe a portfolio. Nathan,
Yeah.
maybe you need to buy another portfolio for your art.
was listening to your side, yeah, actually. Hey, actually, can you please get a shout out for Subcreation here? We've done some fun computation use with that. Excellent. Yeah, sometimes we can really make a stream go really fast. We have a lot of some really funny visuals too over here.
So, Tiny Pachyderm was for Tacoma, that's why she's so cool.
Yeah, of course. Explains it all.
Explains it all. We need to put your art somewhere better than where it's at. This is really bugging me.
Okay.
You need to get a portfolio. Let's see if I can find something.
Thank you for the follow, Tiny Pecker. Yeah, I like how my Instagram is starting to become like this place to check out what all of our street friends are doing. So we see whatever these making every day. Also, I'm like streaming artists produce more work than any other artist I follow by like
Are they too big for these? For right now?
Oh, Lisa's here. Welcome.
For right now, are they too big for these?
Huh?
Are they too big for these? Maybe your 8x10s can go in here.
These won't fit. Those won't fit that.
Those won't fit in there, but those 8x10s that you did though.
Which ones?
And 8x11s, the whites, the zebra.
Those are in there, and these already over in there.
Now that is not a safe way to keep your art.
Well, what do you want to? These they're inside this, inside that. What do you want?
Oh, there is. They are inside.
Yes.
This? Oh, okay. I'm not trying to bug you. I'm trying to save your art.
I know, but I'm doing it.
You're not doing it.
You know, I was about to go on, and I suddenly realized that my mic wasn't on. Did you see that I was jumping back into the seat? No, you didn't see that, did you?